how to build a website. In the previous video we saw how to create a website here, and we deploy it using GitHub Pages. And this is my YouTube channel. If we go to my website, so this is the way that we are hosting. You can go to the URL www.programmingjs.com, and it has the HTTPS, so it's a secure website. So now we're gonna see a different example. Learn how to create a fast and awesome responsive website that will work on all devices: PC, laptop, tablet, and phone. Create a website with a CSS framework. And this is the example that they're giving us. So we have the demo and the try yourself. If you click and try yourself, they're gonna give us the code, and this is how it should look like. So we're gonna click in demo. So this is the website. You have home, mentor, contact. You have some information here about it. You have some people rating. John is the smartest. Then you have some social media here, and powered by w3.css. So this is the example that we're gonna work in, and I'm just gonna go here to the try yourself. I'm gonna grab this code real quick just to show you how it should look like. So we're gonna just grab the whole code, and we're gonna go to, I have a folder named test2, and I'm gonna right click and open in terminal, and then I'm just gonna type code space that, so we can open it with Visual Studio Code. So I have this empty folder. It has just a one image, so I downloaded this image from here. Fair use. This is for educational purposes. So I'm gonna create here a new file. I'm just gonna name it netdemo.html. I'm just gonna paste everything that I just copied here, save it, and now I'm just gonna open it with Alt+L+O, or you can just go here, right click, and open with live server, and let's see how it looks like. So this is how it should look like, and as you can see here, we need more images. So let me see what images do we need. What else? So I have this one. I have the, okay, we're gonna go here. Well, I'm gonna close all these tabs. So okay, so I'm just gonna right click in this image, and okay, I'm just gonna save it, and this folder test2. What else? We have this one. I already have that one, and okay, this one too. Let's save it. Okay, and now, okay, so it's changing. We're gonna be using a little bit of JavaScript, so this picture, this images changes after 3 seconds. Okay, so and then we're gonna have some images here from random people, and we can add it. Maybe, let me see. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty much they're using this one. Okay, so I'm just right click, and we're gonna save this image in the folder that you're working. My folder name is test2. Okay, so this is how it should look like. So this is how it should look like, our final product. So theirs is looking a little different because they're using link style sheet, and href is gonna go to the /w3.css. So but we are not using that, but again, we're just gonna focusing on the general part. So this is how it should look like. So we have a home. Let me see, I can make it bigger. We have the home, we have the band, the tour, the contact. We have this picture here, and it's changing every 3 seconds. So we have 3 different pictures here. We have some information. We have the picture of this person here, and some information about this person. We have a different person, and finally we have the social media. So now we're gonna go here, a layout draft. It is always wise to draw a layout draft of the page design before building a website. Having a layout draft will make it easier to create a website. So here we have a navigation bar, we have the slideshow, slideshow. Then we have the bands, so information here, we have the article, and then we have the footer. So we have the doc type, the meta tags, and the CSS. And we already saw all these concepts in HTML, but we're gonna go over it. The doc type should define the page as an HTML5 document. So we're gonna go to Visual Studio Code and we're gonna go outside of the demo and we're gonna create a new file, and it's gonna be index.html. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Shift exclamation mark and then press enter to have a template to work with, and then I'm gonna press Ctrl plus so I can make the font bigger, and then I'm gonna save this information so I have a template to work with. And inside this folder, my folder name is test2. I have these pictures, these images that I just downloaded from the W3 school, so fair use for educational purposes. So now we're gonna go here and we have the doc type HTML, and we already saw all this stuff, but we have it here in the line number 1. We're gonna move a little bit quick here. A meta tag should define the character set to be UTF-8, so we have that, the meta element, the chart set attribute. Then we have a viewport meta tag should make the website work on all devices and screen resolutions. So we're gonna have the meta element, the name attribute, the content attribute. So we have that here. Okay, yes, we have it here. We have the meta element, we have the name attribute that is going to be viewport, and we have the content attribute that is going to be equal sign double quotes, and it's going to be width equal sign device hyphen width comma initial hyphen scale 1.0. So right now we have nothing here, so I'm gonna try to open it. So we have nothing here so far. Okay, but now we're gonna close this here. We're gonna close these two. Yeah, it is important to use the viewport. So once we go, well, you can see it from tablets, smartphones. Now we have the w3.css should take care of all our styling needs and all device and browsing differences. So this is the styling that they're using. Okay, so you can read more if you want to know more about the w3.css. So now we have here this template. I already showed you this template here. Okay, so creating a page content. Inside the body element of our website, we will use the layout picture and create a navigation bar, a slideshow, a header, some sections and articles, and finally a footer. So here we have the semantic elements. HTML5 introduce several new semantic elements. Semantic elements are important to use because they define the structure of web pages and helps screen readers and search engines to read the page correctly. These are some of the most common semantic HTML elements, and the ones are: the section element can be used to define a part of the website with related content. The article element can be used to define an individual piece of content. The header element can be used to define a header in a document, a section, or an article. We have the footer element can be used to define a footer in a document, section, or an article. And finally, the nav element that can be used to define a container of navigation links. In this tutorial we will use semantic elements, however it is up to you if you want to use the div element instead. Okay, so it's that. So now we're gonna go to the navigation bar. On our layout draft we have a navigation bar. Okay, so we're just gonna type it, and okay, we have this template to work with, and inside of the body section we are gonna have, I'm just gonna have some space here, we're gonna have the navigation. So I'm gonna put this, in order to make a comment you do it like you open angle brackets, exclamation mark, and then double hyphen, and here we're gonna have navbar like this. Okay, navigation is gonna be navigation like this, and this is a comment, so that's how you do a comment. Inside angle brackets you use the exclamation mark and hyphens. So now inside of the navigation we are gonna have the nav element, so I'm gonna open angle brackets, I'm gonna type nav, close it, and here we have our nav elements. And inside of the nav elements we are gonna have an A element like this. But first, inside of the nav, inside of the angle brackets of the nav element, we are gonna have a class like this, and the class is gonna be, let me see, the class is gonna be w3 bar, so it's gonna be w3 hyphen bar space, and we're gonna have w3 hyphen black, so w3 hyphen black like this. Okay, so that is that for the nav element. Now we're gonna have the A element, and here in this A element we're gonna have home. Okay, so we're gonna save it, we're gonna go here. So this is how it's looking up to this point. We have the inside of the A element, we are gonna have now the href, so space href, and it's gonna be number sign, and it's gonna be home. Okay, outside of the double quotes we're gonna have a class, and the class is gonna be w3 hyphen button space w3 hyphen bar hyphen iron, and let's just type in it w3 hyphen bar like this, bar. Okay, it's gonna be button space, then we're gonna have w3 bar hyphen iron like this, and the context is gonna be home. So that is that. Then we're gonna have four A elements in total, so we're gonna have another A element. Okay, so, and the context is gonna be, let's see what it's gonna be. It's gonna be band. Okay, like this. And okay, let me see if it's gonna be the same. So yeah, it's gonna be the same. So we can grab the href and the class attribute. Let's just copy it and just paste it here. So, and the href attribute, instead of going to number sign home, then it's gonna be to number sign band like this. So let's see how it's looking. Okay, if I click home, it goes to number sign home, and if I click in band, it's gonna be number sign band. So that is that for the A element and the href and the class attributes. So now I'm just gonna grab this final two. I'm just gonna grab it and just gonna paste it to speed up the process like this. So we're gonna have again the A element, the href attribute, equal sign, double quotes. Inside of the double quotes is gonna be the number sign total. Then we're gonna have the class attribute, and it's gonna be the same, w3 hyphen button space w3 hyphen bar hyphen item, and the context is gonna be total. Finally, we're gonna have the context is gonna be contact, and the href is gonna be number sign contact, and the class is gonna be w3 hyphen button and w3 hyphen bar hyphen item. So it's gonna be the same. So we should have four elements here, so home, band, tour, and contact. So that is that. If you try it yourself, so you have this one, because they are using the href, and it's going to the w3 css, and the w3.css is cool, so we don't have access to that. But okay, so let me see if we have access. If I go, let's go to the demo. Let's go here to the demo, and just gonna delete everything and just gonna paste it here. And now I'm just gonna open it. So yeah, we don't have access to that. Okay, in the next video we're gonna check out some CSS. Okay, but now we're gonna close the demo. In the next video we're gonna check out some Bootstrap. Okay, so that is that for this layout draft. Now, okay, ignore this. So we can use a nav or a div element as a container for the navigation links. The w3-bar class is a container for navigation links. The w3-black class defines the color of the navigation bar. The w3-bar-item and the w3-button class styles the navigation links inside the bar. So that is that. And now we are gonna have the slideshow. So on the layout draft we have the slideshow. For the slideshow we can use the section, we can use the div elements as a picture container. So we are gonna be in the index that HTML file. So we're gonna go below of the navigation, and now we're gonna have, I'm just gonna copy the comments. So we're gonna have the slideshow, and we're gonna have the section element. So it's gonna be section element like this, and inside of the section element we are gonna have some images. Okay, let me see how it's looking. Okay, so we're gonna have images like this, an image, and we don't have to end it, so it's just gonna be like that. It's gonna be three image elements in total. We're gonna save it. We're gonna go to our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now the class is gonna be my slides for the first one. So the image element in line 21 is gonna have a class attribute of my slides like this, my slides, and it's gonna have a source attribute of image underscore LA. So it's gonna be image underscore, and we have it already here. As you can see, we already downloaded it, and it's gonna be this one. Okay, so we're gonna save it, and let's see how it's looking up to this point. So yeah, this is how it's gonna be looking our website. And we are using, again, in line 6 we're using the meta element with the name attribute viewport, and we have the content with the width, device width, and the initial scale 1.0. So if we press Ctrl+Shift+I, and now we go to here, if you can go to this smartphone icon or the toggle device toolbar, you can see that up to this point we are able to check it out how it's looking. Up to this point we can assume that this is kind of like a tablet or a smartphone. Okay, so we're gonna be keep moving. So that is that for the class, for the first image element. Now for the second class we're gonna have okay, oh yeah, I need to do the style attribute. So it's gonna be the style attribute, and it's gonna be width, and it's gonna be 100%. So let me see, I forgot about that. So it's gonna be a style attribute equal sign with 100%. Okay, so now we're gonna go again to our website, and if you click in the toggle, yeah, this is how I should be looking, 100%. So that's the reason you have to add a style attribute. So contain CSS style and declarations to be applied to the element. Note that it is recommended for styles to be defined in a separate file or files. This attribute and the style element have mainly the purpose of allowing for quick styling, for example, for testing purposes. So that is that. And now, okay, we're gonna click again, toggle device toolbar, so we go back to normal, and I'm just gonna copy this one here. Okay, so in the second image element we are gonna have, okay, what happened? again. Okay, so I'm just gonna type it, I guess. So it's gonna be the class, it's gonna be my slides, okay, my slides, and it's gonna be with upper capital S. So the source is gonna be, let's just copy it. So we're gonna have the source attribute that is gonna be image underscore ny.jpg space, and we're gonna have the style attribute that is gonna be set to the width, that is gonna be set to 100%. So let's check it out. So let's see how it's looking. Okay, so we don't have this. So we have the image. So we have the image underscore, and in this case is, let's just, what we do here, let's just rename it. Okay, so it's gonna be, let's just rename it this one, and it's gonna be image underscore ny.jpg. So let's go back to our website. Okay, so this is how it should look, it should look like. And if we go to the toggle device, so as you can see, both are style width set to 100%. So if I delete this, for example, like I did in the previous video, or in the previous example in line 21, when I omitted the style attribute, let's see what happens. So it's not gonna look fine for your tablet, your smartphone. So let's go back to the style and set the width to 100%. So that is that. And finally, we're just gonna grab the class and the attribute for the final image element. So in line 23, we're gonna have the image element with a class attribute. Again, my slides, the source is gonna be image underscore chicago.jpg. And okay, we don't have that one, it's gonna be this one. Let's just rename it, let's just rename the whole thing. Let me see if it works. Okay, so let's go back to our website. We have one, so it's now working. We have image underscore chicago.jpg. So image, okay, underscore chicago.jpg. And let me see, okay, I didn't save it. Okay, so now we can go back to our website, and now it's working. As you can see, we have the 3 different pictures, and we can go back to the toggle device toolbar. We can close this, and up to this point, this is how our website is looking. Up to this point, we have the home, we have the band, tour, and contact. And again, this is just a general HTML website. If we would further in the future, we could make some full stack application with a backend, a front end, and all the information could go to a database. It can be MySQL or MongoDB, but for now we're just going to be focusing on the general part, on the general aspect of the HTML. So now we're gonna move outside of that, and we're gonna add a little bit of JavaScript to change the images every 3 seconds. So as you can see right now, it's pure HTML. There's the reason it's static, but now we're gonna add some JavaScript. So we are okay. So I'm just gonna okay. So now we are in the section. We're gonna go below that, and I'm just gonna copy the comments. Okay, so now we're gonna be using a little bit of JavaScript, and we can create a JS file a JavaScript file and do it from that, but we're gonna go work it from inside this HTML file. So we're gonna be using the script element, and okay, inside of this script element we are gonna have this var statement declaration. So it's gonna be var statement declaration my index, like this, and it's gonna be set to 0. Let me see, we have the var statement declaration my index, and we're gonna initialize it to 0. So we are here up to this point. So what else do we have here? We have the function carousel. So okay, it's gonna be carousel. Okay, so let me see. Okay, yeah, and we're gonna be calling this function. We haven't created yet, but we're gonna be calling this function, and you do that by typing the name of the function and then the parentheses, and finally a semicolon at the end. So which means we are gonna have a function, and the function name is gonna be, you guessed it, carousel, and we're gonna open a set of curly braces. Outside of that, we're gonna open a set of, we have the function carousel, we're gonna open a set of parentheses, and outside of that we're gonna have we're gonna open curly braces. So inside of the curly braces we are gonna have the var statement declaration, and we're gonna have this variable named I, and we're just gonna leave it like this. We're gonna have a semicolon at the end. Below we're gonna have a var statement declaration. We're gonna have this variable x, and we are gonna assign it to document that get elements by class name. So it's gonna be that get elements by class name, like this. And inside of the parentheses we are gonna pass in this one, my slides. So it's gonna be my slides, and we're using camel notation. We're gonna end this with a semicolon. Okay, and now we're gonna be using the for loop. So for, and okay, so it's gonna be parentheses, and then we're gonna open a set of curly braces, but in the parentheses we're gonna be typing the variable I, and we're gonna initialize it to 0. So for I is equal to 0, what else do we have here? The variable I has to be less than the variable x, chain it to the length, and if I is less than x length, we're gonna increment I by 1. We're gonna increment the variable I by 1. So that is that. Now what else do we have here? So we're gonna have the x variable. We open a set of brackets. We're gonna have the I variable, and now we're gonna chain it to the style that display, and we're gonna set it to, we're gonna set it to none inside of double quotes, like this. We're gonna save it. And what else do we have up to this point? So we have the for loop. Okay, outside of the curly braces we're gonna have this my index plus plus. So we're gonna be using this variable that we declared in line 29. So we're gonna have it here, and line 30 my index, and we're gonna be incrementing it, and we're gonna end it with a semicolon. So now in line 40 we're gonna have the if statement, and we're gonna have, okay, it's just gonna be the if statement. So we're gonna open parentheses, and then we're gonna have an empty a set of curly braces. So in the parentheses of the if statement we have my index. If my index is greater than the length of the x variable, Then we're gonna be doing something, and that something is my index is gonna be set to 1, like this. And okay, outside of the curly braces, we're gonna have now the x variable. We're gonna open set of brackets, and now we're gonna have my index, and now we're gonna decrement it by 1. We're gonna change it to the style that display, like this, and this time is gonna be black inside of the double quotes. We're gonna end it with a semicolon, and finally we're gonna set out the time. So you can set interval, set timeout, and we're gonna put the second, set timeout, and we need to pass in the function, and the name of the function is gonna be carousel, comma, and now we're gonna put in the milliseconds. That is gonna be, I guess, 3000. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be 3000. We are gonna put a semicolon at the end, and yeah, that's pretty much all of this code. So this is our website, and as you can see, I'm not doing anything, but automatically it's changing every 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. And we can make it even faster. Maybe instead of 3000 we can go for 500 milliseconds. So save it, and as you can see, it's moving faster. So right now we added some JavaScript. That is the reason it's becoming more dynamic. So that is done. We're gonna leave it in 3000 milliseconds, so it's gonna be like this. And now we're gonna move into the sections and articles. So looking at the layout draft, we can see that the next step is to create articles. First, we will create sections or div element containing the band information. So we can, what else here? So we're gonna go outside of the script element, and we are gonna have this section here. Let's just grab it and let's just copy here and explain it. So we're gonna have this section element from lines 47 to 50, and let's see how it's looking up to this point. So we have some information here. Okay, automatic slice. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, right. That is not the correct way to make a comment, so we can just do it like this. Okay, so let's save it and let's go to our website. Okay, now it's fine. The band, we love music, and as you can see, from lines 47 to 50 we have the section element, and inside of that we have the class attribute, and we have the style, and the style is going to be set to max width, and the width is going to be 600 pixels. Inside of the section we're going to have an h2 with a class attribute of w3-white, and the context is going to be the band, as you can see here. So this is an h2, as you can see, this is an h2, and below that we are going to have a paragraph, okay, with a class of w3-opacity. We're going to have an I element with we love music. Let me see. So this is what we have here, and the I element is pretty much, it works like a italic, so it makes this kind of like a kind of property of these letters, of these words, so it works like italic. Now we're gonna go here. The w3-container class takes care of the standard padding. The w3 center class centers the content. The w3-white class provides a wider heading. The w3-opacity class provides text transparency. And then we have the max width style sets the maximum width of the band description section. We will add some paragraph description of the band, so we're gonna add some more sections. And okay, we're gonna go outside of that. We're gonna paste this new section, and again it's pretty much the same. We have the section element, we have the class attribute, we have the style attribute that is going to be set to the max width 600 pixels, and we have a paragraph, and this paragraph is gonna have this class attribute, and we have created a fictional band website, and then it's gonna have some information, some lowering stuff here like this. So let's see how it's looking up to this point. Okay, so we have this information here. We love music. We have created a fictional band website, and then we have the Lorem Ipsum. It's very useful, the Lorem Ipsum, when you try to add some information, add some words, but you don't have anything to write, so you just want to fill it up with some words. So now we're gonna go outside of that, and we have the w3-justify like this in this paragraph. Justifies the text right and left margins, then create a section or div with an article and div about each band member. So we are just gonna grab it and copy it. So we already saw this information in previous videos, so we're gonna go outside of this section element, and we're gonna go here in line 59. I'm gonna paste it, and I'm just gonna explain it. So we have from line 59 to 72, we have the section element. We have this class attribute that is going to be w3-row-party. Space is going to be w3-center space w3-light-gray. We're going to have 3 articles. Okay, we're going to have this article here, we're going to have the second article, and the third article. And the first article is going to have a class attribute of w3-third, and inside of that we're going to have a paragraph of John and an image, and the image is going to be band member. So let's go to our website, and okay, so this is how it should look like. And we grab this picture as the band member, so this one. So that is the reason that we are seeing this picture. So we have the old random name, and we have the style, and the style is being set with 100%, as you can see this one, so it looks a little bigger. So that is the first article. The second article again has the class attribute of w3-third, and the paragraph has the context of Paul. The image has a source attribute of image_band_member.jpg. It's gonna be the same image again. The alt is gonna be same, random name. The style is gonna be width and set to 100%. So the third article is gonna be the same. The paragraph is gonna be Ringo, and yeah, pretty much everything is the same. So that is that. So up to this point, okay, let's go to 100%. So this is our website up to this point. So we have these 3 articles. Let's go to, we have the home, we have the band, the tour, and the contact. So right now we only need the footer. Finally, we would use a footer or div to create a footer. So let's just grab the whole thing. Let's go to our index.html file, and we're gonna go this time to line 74, and I'm gonna paste what I just grabbed. And from line 74 to 84 we're gonna have the footer. So we have the footer comment here. In line 75 we're gonna have the footer element with the class attribute of w3-container, w3-padding, -64 space w3-center space w3-black space w3-x large. Okay, so inside of that we're gonna have 1 2 3 4 5 8 elements with href that is gonna go to the number sign. Then we're gonna have the I element with the class attribute of fa space fa-facebook -official, and we're gonna close this angle brackets. We're gonna close we're gonna end the I tag, and we're gonna end the A tag. So let's go to our website to see how it's looking up to this point. Okay, so we don't have it. Let me see. Okay, so I didn't save it. Let's save it. Now let's go to the index.html file. Okay, so it's powers here. Let's refresh it. Okay, so we don't have the FA, we have to add it. Let me see. Okay, so we need to add the link element here. Let's just grab this too. Okay, and let's go to our website, and we're gonna go, and it's gonna be in lines, it has to be in line 7, so let's just paste it here, save it. Let me see. Okay, now we have the Facebook, this social media stuff. Okay, so what I just did is I just copied the link element with the rel attribute, the style sheet, and we have the href, and it is pointing to the HTTPS, and it's gonna be pointing to the font also on that. So in the next video we're gonna be checking out the strap. Okay, so bootstrap. So now what else do we have here? Okay, so we have the next A element and line 81 with an href number sign. We have the I element with a class equal sign double quotes, and we're gonna have the FA space FA hyphen Pinterest hyphen P. We're gonna be doing the same for the Twitter, for the Flickr, and the LinkedIn. And finally we're gonna have the powered by Dive3 School. You can use it or not, but it's gonna be inside of the paragraph element. It's gonna have this class attribute, and the class attribute is gonna be W3-medium powered by. You have the A element, you have this URL, the href is gonna be set to this URL, and the target is gonna be _blank. So when you click it, it's gonna send you to a new website. So this is our website here. Let's see. Okay, everything has been saved. If I go below and I click it, it's gonna send me to W3 School in the next tab. So that is that. So we have, let me see Twitter. Okay, so it's not sending it, it's just okay, so it's just sending us here. Let me see. Okay, if you want to your Facebook icon to send you to the Facebook URL instead of number sign, you will have to put the Facebook URL here, and the same doing for the next Pinterest, Twitter, Flickr, and LinkedIn. So now what else do we have here? The FA classes are font awesome icon classes. To use these classes you must link to a font awesome library. So we already did that, but they give us here, we can just grab it, and let me see, we can just go, and this is the thing that we just copy here. So I'm just gonna delete it and paste it again. Let me see, save it, and it's still working, as you can see. So if you wanna use the FA, you have the link element with the rel attribute, the style sheet, and then we're gonna have the href and inside of the double quotes. So we have the equal sign double quotes. Inside of the double quotes we're gonna have this URL. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this video.